What's up, guys? You guys hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. Hello.
Hello. Let me turn my volume up a little here.
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Let me see if I can get back to you guys here. What? Hold on. Where's my cameraman? There we go. That's what happens when you share a computer with a 12-year-old. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Alex, thanks for wearing the mask, man. I appreciate that. Good stuff. Good stuff. Simont. Hey, Simont.
Hello.
Could you quit using Kirk all the time, man? You're cramping my style.
Kirk! He left me alone. My tickets are piling.
Hold on, guys. I'm in the middle of a transaction here. Hold on a second. Hi. I'm on a 1-hour call here, but let me call you back. Looking good. Just waiting for
Troy, long time no see. How's the mobile home park going?
It's going. Daily struggles and daily victories.
Got any funny stories?
We just had a resident move out yesterday, and apparently they turned their home into a grow op, and they tore out all the interior walls and had it propped up with 2x4s and.
So lots of fun.
Yeah.
Hey Troy.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're doing a little housekeeping. I need to check something here. Hold on one second, guys. I didn't get, if you text me Kevin's number, I don't have it. If you
I sent you contact card.
Through text or?
Yeah. Let me try it again.
Okay. Man, are you guys experiencing like spring here in the winter with your real estate business? It is insane. It is insane right now out there. I know I'm busier than heck. What's that? Dion, did you just pick up another property?
It closed a couple weeks ago now.
Awesome. What'd you get?
It was a triplex down in Tumwater.
Used a VA loan or?
No, I've been saving. I did 25% down. So I still have the VA loan in as a backup, just in case something else pops up and I don't have the down.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about it. How'd you get the deal? Where did you find it?
Everything I found so far has been off the MLS. I haven't had anybody. I got connected to somebody off of this a couple weeks ago who's going to start bringing me some small multifamily that he does. And so I'm looking for the next one now. This one, I'm happy. All 3 tenants have already paid the December's rent. They paid it like a week early. They were all nervous about a new landlord coming in. And so that went really well. A couple small things to fix. Nothing that's going to cost me more than maybe $200 or so.
So what's your process when you go in and take over a new property? What's your process? What's like the first things you do?
I like to go in on the inspection and the walkthrough and kind of introduce myself. And I always ask the tenants, and this is something my first real estate agent kind of chewed me out for afterwards, but I still do it. I always ask the tenants if they own the place, what's the first thing they would change? And that kind of tells me what matters to them. And it's never been something big like, oh, I would redo the driveway or something. It's like, I want a screen door. I've lived here 16 years and I can never open the door because there's no screen door. So I spend $100 on a screen door and the tenant's really happy. And so that's kind of my process. And then I do a letter of intro. I wait for a response before I set up how the rents will be received. Kind of so that it doesn't seem like that's my first most important thing with the person. And so far, it's working good. Looks like Julie locked up. Who else got a property recently? Making offers this week?
Yep. I was gonna say, not me, Dion.
Sorry, this is Keith Saka. Can you elaborate on how you discovered the new property, the multifamily?
Sure. I'm always transparent, and sometimes real estate agents get a little upset with me when I say how I do this, but I make sure everyone knows. But I talk to every agent that I meet, and I currently work with 3 kind of on a regular basis. But if I meet a new real estate agent, I just tell them what my criteria is. Here's my email, and I have them set up auto searches. So I really don't take much time from an agent other than that initial setup for the search. But this last property just came through in one of the auto searches, and it's really weird. I like literally copy and paste the same email with my criteria to the agent when I meet them. And each agent sets up the auto search completely different. I think one time in 5 years, I've had the same property show up from 2 different agents. And it's one footprint, just 2 counties with pretty specific, small multifamily, $1 million or less. And then the rest of the criteria I kind of do, because I want to look at as many deals as I can, but then I narrow it down to, I want at least 2 bedrooms. I want a garage for each unit. The other criteria that the agents don't really need to know about. And so this popped up. It was $525,000. I've been paying $150,000 a unit. And so I really wasn't even going to look at it. But I listened to a podcast called One Rental at a Time, and he was talking about how interest rates are so far down that you might have a smaller monthly payment even if you pay more for the property. So I actually ran the numbers, which I wasn't doing before, which I should have been. And even with the increased price, the interest rate is only 3.1%. So my payment is less than what I was paying when I was getting the $150,000 a unit.
Nice.
Welcome back, Julie.
Thanks. Sorry, I got kicked out. I don't know what happened there. Got kicked off my own thing. Well, that's good stuff. Anybody else have any big wins that they want to share? Some good stuff they bought lately? Or I just closed on a Seattle duplex for one of my clients on Tuesday, and when we started looking, he's using his VA loan, and we were looking down kind of like Delridge, White Center-ish, like 98018 type, 98146 type zip code. And we were looking for a 600-ish house, which was going to be about 1,500 square feet. And his payment was going to be around, I don't know, 2,700 or something like that. And he was putting some money down, but he was using his VA. So he's avoiding MIP and stuff like that. And long story short, Keith and I got a hold of him, and we just closed Tuesday. And instead of buying one 1,500 square foot house that maybe needed some work or something like that, we ended up getting him a duplex by Green Lake, by Woodland Park Zoo, that each side of the duplex is 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and over 1,500 square feet. He's living in one side and he's renting out the other for $2,500. So his mortgage payment went from $2,700 to $5,000, but when he rents out the other side, his mortgage payment is less. He's getting 2 houses for the price of one by Green Lake, by Woodland Park Zoo. So if anybody's looking for a rental, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, I think I can even talk him into letting somebody sublease, because you can live in there and then you can sublease out. There's a 1 bedroom with a 3/4 bath in the basement with a full egress window and all that stuff. Be a shared kitchen situation, but man, great deal for this guy. So happy for him. So first time home buyer.
That's awesome.
First time home buyer.
Great area too.
Yeah. Hallelujah. Weep, weep. So I was going to send over my photographer tomorrow as a gift to him to take photos of the vacant unit and give that to him, so he has those long term for when he needs to lease and so forth. And I'm helping him, of course, get it leased for free. And I try to book with one of my less expensive photographer. I have different levels of photography, but for this, I'd use my less expensive photographer. And guess what? She has COVID. She got exposed. She got exposed to COVID. The entire Windermere Ballard office, the designated broker, got COVID. Yeah. So they all had to get tested.
Yikes.
So crazy stuff, man. Wear a mask. Wear a mask.
I got a couple wins this month. It's been a while since I've been here. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Aaron.
But yeah, so I've been busy learning the agent thing. I got 2 buyers closing this month, and did a couple of kind of shared things as well. So I get paid on one of those this week. And my buyers are also first-time home buyers that were looking for spaces that they could rent out as well. And so I got them both places that have rentable space, and actually got them both some concessions at closing. So they're really happy. A lot of their closing costs are getting covered. And
how'd you win your offer? Where is it? That's a big topic lately. If you guys haven't noticed, Everyone's crying like, I can't get anything. I'm losing out.
Yeah, so with these guys, both of them were willing to look at places that needed a little bit of work. And so the places I found had been on the market for a while. And so I knew that there was a little bit of motivation with the sellers. And, you know, we had already put, in fact, with one of the clients, it's a nice young couple getting married very soon here and buying their first house. And they, you know, been on Bigger Pockets and learned all that great stuff. So we found them this one house over in Beacon Hill, but the problem there, you know, it had been on market just a couple days. And of course it was just a, you know, a high multi-offer situation. They had to escalate, you know, and all that stuff. And of course they're not going to get any concessions in a situation like that. But when they didn't get that one, we just started looking some more, and I just started focusing on properties that had been on market for a while, because I knew that, you know, if anything on market longer than 10 days right now, that's ancient history. And you've got some motivated sellers there. So we looked at properties that had good basement spaces and or like a good garage space for the other client. And yeah, just shown a lot of property. We got into one deal that needed a lot of work. We actually got into some pretty serious like concessions during the inspection, and eventually just couldn't reconcile. They had to walk from that deal. And then we ended up finding another property pretty quickly that fit the bill better, needed less things, even though they still got concessions at closing. And we actually even beat out other offers just because of the rapport that I built with the listing agent.
Awesome.
And, you know, gave her a little background on me, just so she knew my own experience with closing and fixing up properties, and just, you know, assuring her that, you know, we're serious and we're going to get in there, we're going to get this done quickly. And I even got them to accept a renovation loan over conventional competitive, you know.
What did that loan look like, Aaron? How was that? What's the deal on that loan? Share with us that. That's good info.
Sure. Yeah, so it's a conventional renovation loan. So it's very similar to the FHA version, which is the 203K, which a lot of people, we've talked about that a lot on this.
Who's the lender?
Group. But in this case, it's Fairway. They had already been pre-approved through Fairway. And you know, they have a conventional renovation product, very similar to the FHA, and this particular couple qualifies for the conventional. So there's a little, you know, a little bit less restrictions, a little bit easier to get through. But I got this listing agent to agree to a 45-day close.
Wow.
And just, you know, again, just assuring her that I'm going to walk them through the process and, you know, bring my experience to bear. So yeah, it worked great.
So this is a great segue, because Nee, you'll go up next. I saw your note, but so Aaron, so that means that they were putting 20% down, right? At least?
Actually, no, they don't have to put 20% down on this one.
Tell us how much they're putting down, and were there parameters to the renovation budget? They had to stick under a certain amount, and is there a refinance component to it, or how does it work?
No, it's actually a pretty straightforward loan. And you know, in talking with the lender, there wasn't really strict limitations on what they could do. We just had to make sure that the contractor gets qualified through Fairway as one of their approved, you know, contractors, and that's not hard to do. They just had to have a very detailed bid that gets underwritten, and of course the property has to appraise. The after repair value of the property has to appraise.
Whoever's on their phone, mute yourself, please. Whoever's on their phone, mute yourself, or Joe will make you do 20 push-ups.
Maybe Joe can mute him out.
Joe, mute him out. Yeah.
But anyway, so that's the main limitation, is it has to appraise, you know, after repair. So you can't just go crazy and do stuff that won't appraise.
So what was, this is Fairway Independent Mortgage, is that it? And so, Tanya, does that answer your question? Fairway, right?
Yeah. Yep. But Caliber Home Loans does it as well. I'm sure Keith probably can do that as well.
What was the purchase price, and what's the renovation, and what's the exit value?
So the purchase price was $499,950. It's just in the kind of the north part of Burien, so it's technically Seattle. They're still working on the budget. I think their budget is going to be about $50K. They just got kind of the ballpark bid from one of the 4 contractors we had walk through there. And and I'm still running the ARVs on that. So just got that number, and I need to make sure it'll appraise. But I think in that area, there's quite a few properties. It's almost 2,900 square feet, top and bottom. And they're actually going to live in the basement and rent out the top floor. So, I mean, as far as their mortgage, they're not going to be net zero, but they're going to have a huge chunk of their mortgage, maybe 75% of their mortgage taken care of there. So,
God.
And they want to live there for a while. So for them, you know, it's a little bit more to spend probably than they wanted to, but it's. Are
you guys feeling that rates are getting so low? Wasn't there a big announcement today for any of you lender people out there that UWM is like below 2%? I saw on Housing Wire. I mean, isn't it getting to the point, like if you can get some sort of, you know, rental income, like ADU type thing, that is it getting close at all? Or I'm just making this up as I go here, where what you're able to rent for is getting like really, really attractive to paying your mortgage payment and taking a huge bite. Like, does anybody have any nerds out there like me that have any stats? Like you can get 75% of your mortgage payment paid off in certain, who wants to, I feel like I'm looking at you, but who wants to volunteer to do a little project? Like you could almost figure, if you can get a house this big where you can, you know, pay X amount and rent it for X amount in the basement, you're getting 75% of your mortgage paid. There's like a little equation there. And where is that? And what does it look like? You know, I nominate somebody to go figure that out and share it with the group. And since I'm picking on Nee, and he has something to tell you all about, unmic yourself, my friend.
Yeah, he loves to nerd out on that stuff, so he's the perfect guy.
Well, I have an assistant now, so maybe I'll ask her to do it. Aaron, well, I mean, you can answer this later, but one of the things I'd be worried about that product that you have, I believe it's called a Hope Style renovation, because I looked into it when we first started flipping. Just be careful about the draw process, as you know, with any lender, even hard money, and what that looks like, and you know, because I imagine dealing with banks is difficult.
Is home style renovation? I call it the homey style renovation. That's what I call it. But is that FHA, or is that conventional? I think
it's conventional. FHA would be 2 or 3K.
Okay, gotcha. Well, Nee, what do you have to tell us? You have something to tell us before you got to bail out at noon.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited. I posted this on Wari yesterday, but I'm pretty excited because, you know, we've been waiting for a while for at least the non-QM side or asset-based side.
Tell everybody who you are.
Oh, sorry. My name is Nee. I'm kind of an asset-based lender here. So we do, you know, short-term bridge rehab loans, kind of like hard money. And then we also do the long-term loans for people who can't or don't want to deal with conventional loans. So, you know, a 30-year loan to your LLC, not based on your income, that closes in 2 or 3 weeks, right? So that product I was talking about, focusing on the rental stuff, like, sorry, hold on. We've been waiting for a while for it to recover, right? Because conventional throughout COVID has kind of remained low, and it's because it has a lot of federal backing, right? But the non-QM stuff and the asset-based stuff, it hasn't fully recovered yet, except for yesterday when I saw that the rates for these things dropped to 4.5% starting, which is, I mean, I can tell you, pre-COVID we were starting at 4.75, but now it's 4.5%, which is, you know, not the average rate, but the average rates are probably around the low 5s to mid 5s. But these are fully fixed 30-year loans to an LLC, and it's minimal qualifications. Like it's as much effort as a hard money loan. And so, you know, for me, it's like this works for me because when COVID happened, I still wanted to invest, and I do a lot of investing in bursts out of state. But I didn't have a reliable financing for the cash out, for the takeout financing, right? And so I was trying to restructure my entire strategy around the conventional terms, because that is the most reliable financing. And so I bought a property in my personal name. I plan to I financed it a certain way to meet some certain rate term requirements, and then I was going to refinance it and then change to an LLC. At that point, I mean, at this point, I don't want to do that anymore because conventional is such a headache. If you're an investor that owns multiple properties, they ask you questions about every single one of them. And every month that passes, and I have to say this because I'm in my 6th month right now on trying to do a refinance cash out on a rental property in Missouri. I had to keep my bank accounts clean for 6 months. I had to keep my credit clean for 6 months. As an investor, that kind of blocks, what you want to do, right? And so it's been really frustrating. And every month that passes, it's like, okay, give me new bank statements, give me new mortgage statements, give me new pay stubs, and it just gets more and more annoying. So I was waiting for this product to drop this low, and now it's here. And now for me, it's like my own investment strategy is I get to use our own products, which is nice because that's why I'm here. I get to create these products that I get to use.
What's the term that you can get?
It's a 30-year loan, fully fixed, not like a 5-year loan with a 30-year amortization. It's a fully.
Hey, Nee, will you lend in properties in Pittsburgh? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
The only concern I have is we have minimum price points, right?
What is it?
$100,000 loan. So
100,000 for a portfolio or per door?
Per property.
Per property.
So
I got it.
That means the property has to be worth at least 125 at 80% LTV, right? So we can go up to 80% LTV. We can do things like delayed purchase, which is exciting. And I should speak more about it for those who don't really know it. But if you have cash to buy a property, right? This is what we recently did.
Hey, Nee, I gotta just say it while you're talking. Can we let's do a podcast about delayed purchase.
Yeah, I want to.
Okay. All right.
Joe,
I just sent you a text to send Nee the podcast booking link.
Can I send you a teaser on what it looks like? So we're doing this loan for someone. They said, hey, I got a deal on a property. It's $200,000. I'm buying for $200,000. It's worth $350,000. I need to put in maybe a couple weeks worth of work on it, but he's getting a lot of upfront equity, right? And so we're like, why don't you figure out a way to buy it in cash, and then I'll do a delayed purchase on it, like 2 weeks after you close on it. And instead of getting you 80% LTV at $200,000, I'm getting you 80% at $350,000, which basically means he puts money in his pocket, right? Like he's in this deal for no money. 2 weeks in.
Can that work with an option? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, let's say, like Mariska and I are working on something. I don't think she's on here right now, where she has an option that she got for $0, okay, on a property in Shoreline, and doesn't have to make a mortgage payment for 6 months and has an option on it.
It only works. Number one, you have to be on title. So it would have to be, so it can't be a lease option because of that. And number two, it can't be financed. So it has to be cash purchase.
Okay.
If you do something like, you can still do like a rate and term refinance on that and do seller financing, right? And do a rate and term it at, but I think we cap refinances to about 75% LTV, not 80.
Okay.
Nee, what's your email address now? Is it the same one you've had for?
Yeah, I'll post it here. I'll give you my team's address because I'm on it too, but sometimes I'm not the most responsive person during the day. So make sure
I'm going to send you over my portfolio again. Okay.
So for you people that don't know how to use the chat, it's Team NGHI at certainlending.com.
Oh, that's a new one. Hey, Nee, can you refi out other rentals as well, as long as they're in an LLC?
Yeah, we prefer them to be an LLC. So.
Okay, but I mean, you can just refi out another conventional rental loan.
I get skeptical because I don't like, even though our rates have dropped, I want to make sure that you're getting the best, because conventional is still the best 30-year loan you can get.
Yeah, I think but back when we got it, I mean, this is a rental we've had for a couple of years, it's probably like 6% or something like that. So I'm wondering if we can increase the cash flow, because we would love to increase the cash flow on that thing.
Dion, what did you pay? What interest rate you paying on your recent purchase?
3.1. And then about 2 months before that, I just refinanced 2 duplexes down to 3.5 from 5.5. In the same boat. When I got them a few years ago, I thought 5.5 was a great rate.
Yeah. I still say, like, if you can get conventional and you're willing to deal with the headaches, there's nothing that beats that, right? However, just keep in mind that conventional loans are meant for homeowners. They weren't designed for investors. So there's always some kind of headaches with the rules, and that's what we try to design with our rental product, is that if you don't fit the box a certain way, like for us, if you're unemployed, you can still get a rental loan.
Can you put your contact info in? I've got a friend that has a lot of money and wants to get into rentals, but the W-2 income is always the problem. She makes money on the internet on something that apparently taxes don't work really well with or something.
Well, again, we don't ask for tax returns. We don't ask for pay stubs. We just care that the property cash flows, right? So as long as you're buying a good deal, it'll work out.
So that's Team Nee, everybody. His email is teamnghi@certainlending.com. Dion, it's in the chat. Anybody can grab it off the chat. Right on, right on. Well, that is good news.
Question, Julie.
Hey, Deborah.
Hey, I just had a question for, is it Nee?
Yeah.
Nee? How is the financing done as far as interest rate? Is it based on LTV and credit score and you come up with a number, or does it vary?
Yeah, so rates are primarily dependent on credit and LTV.
Okay.
We also do buy downs. So, which means that, like if you really want that 4.5% rate, you're probably going to have to pay for a buy down, which means paying more points up front. And you just kind of have to analyze, like, how long am I going to keep the property, once the break even point.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, you had mentioned that conventional is the best way to go if you've got your ducks in a row and you've got your paperwork to support your income. I work for a PMI company, and we will insure an investment property up to 2 unit with 15% down payment.
What's a minimal PMI company, so people know what you mean?
Private mortgage insurance.
Okay.
Private mortgage insurance, 15% down, conventional loan, but you have to have tax returns, or it's not where you'll just look at rental flow or cash flow. It's the full doc program.
Good stuff, man. I feel like we kind of have a mic drop moment here. We just need to wrap it up right now. We'll be done for the day. Everybody gets back to work. Good stuff. Thanks, Nee. Look for a podcast booking calendar from Joe so we can cover it. And by the way, I don't know if Justin's on here, Nee, but I sent Justin the podcast booking link because, guys, we're going to do a podcast about how to teach everybody to use their, like if they work at Amazon or somewhere like that, to use their RSUs to invest. That's one of the topics we're going to be hitting here pretty soon. Go ahead, Aaron.
I just wanted to ask Dion, because when he mentioned about the loans he's been getting in the 3s, I was just wondering if those have been, so he answered in the chat. So in his name, and that's what I was going to say is the difference. So like with what Nee's talking about is really critical for those of us that quit our jobs too soon, and we've got to do all our loans in the name of an entity. It's we don't have that option, so that's why it's so critical.
And that's important because I can tell you that I tried to quit my job one time to go into real estate full time, and I couldn't get a loan. I'm like, crap, I need to figure this out. And so that's why I'm in this lending space, so I can solve my own problems.
We just want to ride your coattails.
Aaron, for those of that don't totally understand what you're saying, maybe, what do you mean? Like you quit your job and you can't get a loan, or you have to buy in an LLC, so everybody understands.
Yeah. So, when I started investing, I was still a W-2 employee making very good money and decent credit. And when we started buying then, of course, we would do the hard money. And if we needed to keep a property as a rental, then it was very easy just to get a conventional loan in our name. And then like Nee said, then we'd take the property and we'd then, after we'd done the refinance, we'd put it into an entity so it had the asset protection. But in May of 2019, my work situation just got such that I couldn't take it anymore. And I had like 4 rehab projects going. And so I was like, this is a perfect time to try to make the jump because I need to focus on these projects and grow this business. But then of course, at the time I was mostly flipping, but then when it came to, buying and holding properties, all of a sudden I had a dilemma, and I didn't have any more W-2 income. My business didn't have enough track record to get its own loans yet. And so I had to wait, and it just took a while. But earlier in the year, I was able to show Keith, who's normally on here, show him kind of our business tax records to kind of show our history there. And then he said, yep, you've now kind of passed a threshold where you're able to get loans straight to the business for properties you want to hold. And so, it took a while for the business to become lendable, so to speak, something other than a hard money loan and those types of products. So,
and was that just to make it lendable? What made it lendable? 2 years?
Well, in our case, a couple years of business history, although, on paper, we were still taking losses those first couple years, but the business was flush with cash. And so basically based on the cash available and business history, that kind of put us over the threshold. So yeah, if you don't have regular income above a certain amount, if you got a pile of money in the bank, that helps too. So it's, yeah.
Is there anybody on here? It's been a topic I've been asked about all week here. And so I dropped a little video, which was kind of an old school video, into the Seattle Investors Club website there, or Facebook page, sorry. Is there anybody here that's, wanting to get started, and you either, you need to partner up with somebody more experienced, meaning you've either got a deal or you've got money or you've got something to contribute, and you just need that other more experienced person to help you do the deal, like partnering up with a more experienced investor, because I can connect you guys with people that are willing to do that. You have to bring something, right? Go watch the video. Go watch the video I put in Seattle Investors Club about, how to assess what you bring to the table, if you get what I'm saying. But absolutely have an open Rolodex for you guys to connect you, because I know people on both sides of the coin, people that are willing to teach and partner, and people that need, want to dip their toe in and get started, but need somebody's guidance. They don't want to go it alone. It's always better to partner up when you're getting started. Think of it as, you're not getting all the money, but you're getting a good education, which is probably more valuable than the money you might lose on your own getting started. So if anybody ever needs that situation, go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, I just thought to mention, I'm just getting started. This is my first time being part of this group here. I'm friends with Leica. You probably know Leica.
Love her.
And and I went to real estate. I went to Rockwell Institute with her. And so that's kind of how I found my way in here. I just thought I'd mention, I'm just getting started. So I'm going to start off with a HELOC. I have solid equity in West Seattle, 20-year-old house I've owned the house 20 years. So that's how I'm getting started. So just increasing my knowledge right now and, making more connections. So
awesome.
Yeah.
I can help out with any kind of mentoring if you want. I'm in West Seattle too.
Oh yeah,
and
cool.
I have quite a few properties in West Seattle. Rentals, I've done flips, seller financing.
That's awesome. I'm on 47th in Andover, so close by, I'm sure. So
yeah. All of West Seattle is close by.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Awesome, guys.
Julie, I have a question. And this is related to looking for a mentor or someone that can help guide me. I've been in the real estate business for 20 some odd years, doing it all on my own, managing everything, financing, all of it I do on my own. But I wonder, at what point does someone become incorporated? I have one of my properties in an LLC. The rest of them are all in my name. I'm not a licensed agent. I just wonder, is there some kind of guidance out there from anybody as to when do you set up a corporation and what are the pros and cons of doing that?
Anybody want to comment?
Talk to your tax person and your legal entity structuring attorneys, because it's different for everybody. I mean, honestly, I'm just going through the process now where I'm restructuring my entity. And I'm small, I don't have as many properties as you, but I just, I've got enough active real estate business that I need what they call an operating company. And I have a couple of properties I'm holding that need their own protection separate from the operating company, because anything that happens in my operating company, whether I'm flipping, if I do a wholesale, or I'm even running my real estate agent business, operational costs through the entity. And so, you know, as I was talking with an attorney, and I've talked to several, and they all have a different story. So that's the thing, is you got to find something that fits you. You know, it's time to separate. And so in your case, I mean, you have a lot of holdings. Some of those can be done together if there's not a lot of equity. Some need to be separated because of equity or location or risk factors. And I'm just regurgitating the things that I was just, you know, the discussions I've just been having. So it's definitely a discussion you want to have with really good professionals to fit your situation. And don't let somebody sell you a cookie cutter package, because nobody's situation is cookie cutter. You know?
I've got a great podcast we did for you. Let me tell you.
Natalie?
Nope.
Because I listened to her and I've signed up to do some tax consulting with her.
Well, absolutely, for sure her, but let me tell you who else.
The 131, is that right?
No. Podcast number 116. Let me grab it. Podcast number 116 with Scott Smith. He's in the party. Let me drop.
We just listened to that one. That was an awesome one.
Wasn't it? Yeah. So go to our YouTube channel, everybody. If you have not checked out our YouTube channel, it's very user friendly. It makes it real easy to see all the podcasts and everything like that. So go to YouTube and search for Seattle Investors Club and look for podcast number 116 with Scott Smith, LLC Entity Structure Strategies, and it'll rock your world. Deborah, it's exactly what you asked for. Joe, maybe you can grab it and put it in the chat if you're listening, if you're not off like skiing. Joe's got all these ninja ways to like make our systems work. So he might actually be on a lift right now. I'm not sure. But
Julie, for finding information on Seattle Investment Club, you've got a Facebook page, a LinkedIn page?
No. So, yeah.
Facebook and YouTube.
We have a Facebook page, Seattle Investors Club, which you should all jump on. We have a meetup.com page that you should all join, because that's how we're going to be able to communicate with you instead of through regular email. So jump on the meetup.com for Seattle Investors Club. But what I want you guys all to do, I'm pushing and pumping because I have some exciting things to tell you. Jump on our YouTube channel for Seattle Investors Club. And if you feel like subscribing, I would appreciate it. Then you get notified of our new podcasts and stuff. I have some seriously good stuff coming up, guys, like really good. So just the first podcast of the year to kick off 2021, we're going to have Jay Scott from Bigger Pockets on. That's going to be fun for me. We're trying to get Governor Inslee on right now. We just had Matthew Gardner on. If you guys didn't listen to that podcast,
I just listened to that yesterday while I was mountain biking. That was phenomenal. That guy is amazing.
I mean, I got the chills, right? That is such a full, I'm gonna get teary, guys. I've been following Matthew Gardner for 20 years. And as a young real estate person growing up in the 90s even, and going, his breakfast at the top of the Smith Tower was the coveted place to be. And I got him on my damn podcast. I'm all teary about it. It's a real big deal for me. So he sits on the committee with the governor, on the housing committee with Governor Inslee, of course. And so Enrique, who's on with us today, happens to be suing the state of Washington. What's up, Enrique? I'm trying to get Inslee on to talk about.
Good. Yeah, get him on.
I'm trying to get him on to talk about helping spread the word and whatever he wants to say about COVID and, helping the community and this and that. But then I want to talk about, evictions, right? And where tenant landlord stuff, if I can get him. Joe, if you're not on a lift, have you had any, if he's not responding, Joe, then I'm going to use my other resources like Matthew Gardner and stuff to get at him. Now, I will tell you the best podcast that I've ever done in my life, I just did because of Mr. Troy Fisher. Is Troy on here right now still? Troy,
hi.
Holy shit. Troy Fisher, guys, right here, this guy is not only, Troy has been I'd ask you to marry me right now if everybody wasn't listening, Troy. I love Troy. not only did Troy save my ass, not my buyer's ass, and caught a structural issue on a pre-inspection that we did last week. And Troy, we are now under contract, as you know, because you did the other inspection, right? Moving forward. So thank you for Troy for that. But Troy and I recorded a podcast. He co-hosted with me last week. And for those of you that want to know where it's at in real estate. So in my personal opinion, flipping is great, BRRRR's great, whatever, right? Everybody has their thing they do. My personal opinion is the ballers in real estate are the private money lenders and the people that understand, I will never use the word creative financing again, Troy, the people that know how to do structured deals. You know what I'm saying, Troy?
Yeah.
So, there is a group of godfathers, guys, like the godfathers of real estate. They are not gurus that charge $20,000 or $30,000 to join their stuff and all these things, right? These are the guys that the smartest people you think you know learned from. And they're all in Tampa, Florida, and they're all like 70 years old. Was anybody on the Pete Fortunato, John Schaub thing last weekend? Raise your hand. Me and Troy, Katrina.
No, I didn't make it.
Holy shit, guys. This is Troy. After that, introduced me to a guy named Kevin. And it is, to me, it's again, it is the, this is the way, this is the real estate investing ninja stuff. You can't find these guys anywhere. They don't have courses. Maybe once a year, twice a year, you might be able to talk to them. And Troy has now given us a best friend that we can tap into and learn from. And I can't thank you enough, Troy. You guys are going to get to hear that podcast in about a week. It went on. It's about structured deals. So you know how you want to compete with cash buyers? You learn how to do deals with terms. And trust me, I've just basically tapped into through Troy, because of Troy, the deepest nuggets that you're ever going to learn. And we're just getting started. So thanks, Troy. I bow down to you, Troy. Troy Fisher, people. Troy Fisher.
I just posted a link to a website, lifetime memberships $3.99. And these people are the people who put this together.
Cash Flow Depot.
It's in the chat link.
Okay, guys.
You're going to have all those seminars.
When Troy speaks, we listen, please. Troy is the secret dark horse of everybody we know, okay? So I know he's under the radar, but we thank you, Troy. Thank you so much. Guys, I feel like it changed my life. I've been working on something. I've been working on this thing where I'm like, I deal with a lot of sellers that are old and they have a lot of equity, but they don't have any cash. And they're the ideal seller that thinks they're going to they want to stay in their home. So what do? They go get a reverse mortgage. Okay. So something I've been working on is, how can I take the place of a reverse mortgage? What can I do to be a better deal, a better solution personally for my own investing to somebody who's going to go get a reverse mortgage? So I have all these great ideas. I'm running by Mariska. I'm talking to Troy, and I feel like I'm onto something here. Then I talk to Kevin, and he's like, "Oh, you don't have to go that complicated. Just do this." And I'm like, doink. I mean, that's the kind of just genius stuff that I'm talking about here on structured deals, which is they told me not to use the word creative real estate anymore, because that's like saying everybody and their brother is now a syndicator. Everybody and their brother is now doing creative real estate. And it's kind of like a buzzword that has lost its luster. So the real guys, the OGs, the godfathers of teaching, everybody who's teaching the guru courses is who Troy introduced me to. Okay, so this is the real stuff, Troy. Can't wait to drop it for you guys. Yeah, honestly, it might go over your head when you listen to it. Okay. Probably going to go over your head, but just stick with me. Okay. Because each week, Troy and I'll be here breaking it all down, right? And the rest of our friends, Katrina, Mariska, just stick here and we'll break it down. And not only that, we might be able to, we didn't get to the Godfather, but we might get to the Godfather. We might get to the Godfather.
We'll get the Godfather.
We're going to get the Godfather. You guys don't know what I'm talking about, but just stick here and I will be revealing it to you as it happens. So basically, in layman's terms, we're talking about ninja seller financing and things like that. Okay. That's how you win, right? So anybody else got anything that they would like to talk about today? Anybody need help? Anybody got a deal? I have a deal. I have a off-market shoreline property, and it is shoreline still requires owner occupancy for like Dadoos and stuff. It's not like Seattle or Burien or Kenmore or Kirkland, which you can have non-owner occupancy to do, detached dwelling units and stuff like that. Good for investors. Shoreline, I think will come up to speed. I don't know if anybody here is a shoreline expert, but right now they still require owner occupancy. So I have a deal that is a full flip of a 2,000 square foot house, 1,000 square feet on the top, 1,000 square feet on the bottom. So tall ceilings in the basement. You could put a mother-in-law attached, dwelling unit type thing down there. And then in the backyard, you can build a detached dwelling unit, rent it out, have your family live there, whatever you want to do, but it has to be owner occupancy, in the main house or whatever for now. The neighbor across the street just did the exact same thing. So it's in Shoreline, and price point's around $525. If anybody is interested in that, I can take you over there and I can give you some additional details. Just hit me up at Julie, or why don't you text me? I like text. 206-910-2985 is my number. Keep it. Text me whenever you want. If you guys ever need help on anything, just text me. Or you need resources or contacts or network stuff. I'm a free sharer of information. So whatever I have, I give to you guys. What else? Anybody else have anything?
Got a deal coming up in Renton. It is 4-bedroom, 2-bath house, and have an ADU behind it. So it was rent by room previously, and each room were rented about $900 and plus $1,100 for the ADU. It's gonna be hitting market, when I feel like it really.
I know somebody looking for that, for boarding house style stuff.
Yeah, pretty good cash flow.
What's that?
Pretty good, very good cash flow. About $500,000. We haven't decided on that yet, but it will be around $500,000.
Do you know Matthew? Let me see, what's his last name? He's looking for just that. What's his last name? Matthew. It's like a French type of last name. Matthew Straxhaber. Look him up on SIC's Facebook page. Matthew, Matthew, last name STRAX-HABER. He's looking for that.
Sounds good. I'll check it out. I'll send him a message.
What else you guys got? Anybody else?
I've got a package of notes that I'm trying to sell. Face value 40,000. Be willing to sell them for 30 grand. 2-year notes, and if any of them go into default, I'll buy it back from you.
Have you talked to Mariska?
Not yet.
Talk to me, Troy. I'll take a look at them.
All right.
Awesome. Anybody else?
For the rookies here, how does that note work? You said some numbers really quick. They're worth 40,000, so somebody's making payments
Sure.
on that over 2 years?
Yeah, so the face value on the notes are 40,000. There's marginal interest, whatever the minimum federal requirement is for interest. They're between 24 and 36 month notes. And because I need the cash now, and someone wants to make some interest payments or make their yield, I'll sell it at a discount.
So basically he's going to sell it to you for 30 grand. And when those people pay off in 36 months, you get paid 40 grand.
Right. Over the course of, yeah.
Okay. Can you message me your email?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Are the notes due in like 3 years, Troy?
Yeah, they're seller carry notes on the mobile homes in our parks. So
Okay.
I'll bundle all of them up, sell them to someone else, and then if any of the individual sellers default, I'll buy that note back.
Holy shit. You know, you hear what he's doing? Troy owns a mobile home park. He seller financed the mobile homes to his owners in his park. And now he's bundling up his mortgages, basically his notes on his seller carry them and selling them to you guys. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need the money now, though.
Are they timely on their payments?
So far.
How many are there? How many notes?
20. They're low figure notes. They're like $3,000 or $4,000. But I just need I need a cash infusion.
Yeah, you said there's just marginal interest.
Yeah, marginal interest. So you're not going to pay much taxes in it either.
Nice, Troy. Oh, I love you guys. What else you got? What's up, Davey? Can you hear me? I haven't talked to you for a while. My friend Davey Wild, everybody.
Hey.
What's up, brother?
How's it going?
Good, good. How you doing?
What a great meeting it's been. I've missed a few of these, but there's been a lot of good info in here today.
Yes, sir. Hey, I have some news for you guys, by the way, because we're getting close to the hour here. So I want to tell you guys all how much I appreciate you showing up. Okay. I appreciate you showing up. When COVID hit, you know, before COVID, we were doing Seattle Investors Club. We were up to like 5 locations. Okay. It was going great. COVID hits. We have to go online. Going online has been a blessing because we get to actually get more people together. I think it's been more valuable. When COVID ends, we're going to go back to 1 time a month that will go in person and the rest will be online, okay? Because people want to touch and feel each other again, right? So 1 time a month, but we'll stay online. So when COVID hit, we're just doing everything for free. This is all free, right? We're just here for free. This is going to continue to be free, okay? These meetings are recorded, okay? These are recorded meetings and they're all on our YouTube page, okay? All the meetings we've been recording on our YouTube page, you can go back and listen to them all, okay? As of January 1st, we are still going to be recording these meetings, okay? But we're in business. Joe and I are business people, but we're pretty nice. But as of January 1st, still going to record everything, okay? But it's free if you show up, like today. If you don't show up, you're going to have to be a member of Seattle Investors Club and log into your membership site to get these recordings, okay? And it just costs $220 a year. And in fact, if you haven't joined Seattle Investors Club, you can do it right now for $150, okay? And if you don't want to, that's fine. You don't have to at all because you can just show up and it's free. But we're not giving away the recording anymore after January 1st to everybody. It's going to be on our membership site for $150, okay? If you forget to join Seattle Investors Club and it's January and you're hearing me today and you're here today and you say, Julie, oh man, I forgot. Which you're kind of a ding dong if you forget because I just told you, but I will give you it for $150, okay? I think you're going to get more education from that $150 than you're going to get from the thousands and thousands that you spend elsewhere. That's just my personal opinion, okay? But it's cool. We don't want to force anybody to join Seattle Investors Club, okay? Because my new thing is if you show up, it's free. Everything I'll do, if you show up, it's free. You don't show up, you just want to get all the recordings, that's cool, but you can pay $150 for that for a year. Come on, right? So the other thing I want to tell you guys, which is super cool, is that our YouTube page, I am inviting all of you to send me a video of a win, a deal, maybe not a deal. I'm not going to publish a deal on there, but any type of aha moment, any type of experience, or good and bad, small, large, whatever, that you want to share, like a sharing moment, something that you're like, oh damn, I just figured this out. This is really good to know, and you want to share it. Record a video. Just record a video for whatever, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, and send it to me. And I'm going to put it on the Seattle Investors Club YouTube page. We can all coach each other together. Most people don't do that because they want to be the star. I don't want to be the star. I want us all to rise together. And I want us all to be able to share together. You can post it on your own YouTube page, but if you don't want to go through the hassle of all that, just simply do a quick recording and send it to me, and I'll put it on mine. And we have a lot more eyes on ours, and that makes you also look like a voice of authority, right? And you can use that for your own, your own benefit as well. You can do whatever you want with it, right? People want to do business with people that they think are smart. So when you're providing tips and information and aha moments, people want to connect with people that are having experiences. So I invite you all to do that and shoot me just whatever, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. Then shoot it over to me, and we will post it on the Seattle Investors Club YouTube page, and we'll see if this becomes really fun and how much stuff we can get going. I'm not going to do deals on there because it's illegal to pre-market properties and stuff like that, right? So if you want to sell your wholesale deals, I can teach you how to properly do that on the Seattle Investors Club Facebook page by offering a contract for sale, not a property, no address, no pictures. I'll teach you how to do it if you don't know how to do that properly. Otherwise, you can go post it on Wari, which we love, but no really rules over there. I'm kind of a rule Nazi a little bit. Don't mean to use that word, but I'm a rule follower. And I have a license, and I own Seattle Investors Club with Joe, and I can't break rules. Okay. There's a correct way to do it. And I can tell you how to do it if you don't get what I'm saying. But so those are the things. And then also a lot of stuff lately about people like, wow, I'm losing. I can't get any deals listed on the MLS, for example, right? Like Dion is so successful at. So I'm actually I haven't announced day or time yet. We did it about a week ago where we did an hour-and-a-half training that I hosted on how to win offers. It was awesome. And we recorded it, but you don't get it if you didn't show up. Okay. You have to show up, and then I'll give you this recording. Okay. So I'm going to do another one on how to win offers because it's a big topic right now. And me, myself, I'm like, dang, I better win an offer here. And out there teaching people how to win offers, better not screw this up. So I'll just let you know that this weekend I was in a competitive situation with 7 offers. And what do you know? I used my own medicine and I won. So it works. I promise you that. I'm going to, and it's a collaborative thing too. And it's different whether you're in Pierce County or King County or, it's different in each kind of market pocket. And it's different if you have a VA or FHA buyer versus, a conventional buyer. It's all different. Some things that we can talk about. So I'm going to announce that you guys can jump on if you want. And for those of you that show up, you can have the recording. Otherwise, no Shero recording-o. You guys get what I'm saying?
Where are you going to announce it, or where are you going to, is it a podcast? Or
no, it's going to be just a Zoom meeting like this.
Okay.
And I'll post it in Seattle Investors Club, and I'll post it in Wari.
And the one that you just did prior, the very first, you said not the one how to win offers. There was one before that.
What, a podcast or?
No, one of these sessions. It was a learning.
Don't know. Maybe I was talking about the structured deal thing. That's a podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. So most likely when people have questions, we've done a podcast that covers it. That's why we actually started the podcast, because people were asking, like I get like 100 calls a week and I'm like, geez, this is getting too much. I gotta like have something to point to and say, go listen to this. And that's how the podcast started, frankly, just to help manage time. Right. So it's all the podcast is me selfishly wanting information on certain things and just sharing it with you guys. That's what it's about.
And these are recorded. How can we review the recording of this later for a member?
This? It's on the YouTube page. Right,
Okay.
Joe? Joe posted on the YouTube page up until the end of the year, and then you'd have to join Seattle Investors Club to get access to it, or you just show up and listen, right? But the recordings, if you guys want to go back to all the recordings after January 1st, you'll have to be a member of Seattle Investors Club.
Hey, Julie.
Yeah.
Hey, Julie, this is Keith again. I just wanted to comment. You mentioned making a video of wins, and just as a suggestion for those like myself that are, kind of learning, but other experienced investors as well. Also touching on challenges might be a good idea too. Just like what was your challenge and your win,
Yeah, actually, I'm not really looking for it to be a cheerleader page of a bunch of wins. That can be, you're welcome to post that on the Seattle Investors Club Facebook page. But we want the YouTube page to be teaching moments, right?
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I mean.
Let's say you were at a house and you were flipping a house and you learned something about how to do something with a furnace or something unique or whatever, right? That kind of, whatever. I can't even think of what it is because it could be anything. I'm not really looking for it to be like, hey, I got this, we closed on this deal and made $70,000 today. Not really looking for that unless it's going to be like a case study of something unique that happened. If it's just like, hey, I bought a property off market and I flipped it and I made 50 grand, that's not what I'm looking for. You guys get what I'm saying? I'm looking for little mini teaching moments or big teaching moments or aha things or financing things, anything, right? Anything to do with real estate financing, property management, tips, tricks, whatever. Like Samant and Enrique, you guys could have a whole freaking channel to yourself almost. We'll end up labeling it in like the property management corner or something like that. I don't know. I'm doing this with you guys. I'm making it up as I go. I just thought it would be fun. Do you guys think it's cool? Who likes the idea? Put your thumbs up.
Yeah.
If you like the idea.
That sounds great. Thank you.
Cool. Joe, Tanya says it's $220 to join. That's our normal price. I think he still has it on there. Anybody who doesn't get a $150 price, if they go to try and check out on Seattle Investors Club, we had a Black Friday special. Joe runs this part of the gig. So we had a Black Friday special and I think it's still on there, but if it's not, just text me 206-910 or post it, just post it. Oh, yeah, Joe, put it up again, Joe. Put it up again. He just said it ended on Monday. Go ahead, put it up again. Let's do it. We'll do it through the end of the year. Until when? Do it just through the weekend right now. Just through the weekend right now. And then we'll do a end of the year special. So through Sunday, we'll do 150. It's only 220 versus 150. I mean, come on, right? So right on. Anybody else got anything? Do you want to speak up, Cesar? Or somebody's in the chat here. Let me just get the chat people. I want the chat people to get their chance. Nia to drop off. Aaron says KKOS Lawyers is good. Again, don't forget about cashflowdepot.com, where Troy and I are talking about this badass structured deal stuff. Where do we sign up? You go to seattleinvestorsclub.com and hit join. Okay. And then go to our YouTube page and hit subscribe. I hope, please. That'd be nice. Cesar, you want to speak up? Unmic yourself. You still there?
Hey, Julie.
Yep.
Oh, I'll talk for a minute if you don't mind.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hey, everybody. My name is Jeremy Hamel, and I am a real estate pre-licensee waiting for my fingerprints from the state. I'm invested or curious in investments. My long-term goal is to create a regional conference center and campground in the Seattle area. So I'm going into real estate with that as my end goal. So lots of things to learn. I'm barely grasping onto the bottom rung of the ladder at this point, taking on lots of information and learning. So I want to thank you guys just for letting a wallflower like myself in this. Just hearing the terms and everything you guys are talking about is really awesome. And obviously Seattle Investors Club has some great content that I've checked out online. So thanks, Julie.
No problem. So let me ask you about this conference center campground thing. Hold on, I gotta talk to my sewer soap guy. I'm talking to my sewer scope guy. Take other one. Okay. Tell me about that, because I have somebody that's been hardcore exploring the campground situation in the area here.
Uh-huh.
And I could connect you with her and you guys could talk. She'll share everything she knows.
So destination camping has been getting popular. Actually, the KOA puts out annual reports, camping reports. Obviously, this year's going to be a crap show for everything. But destination camping is actually a growing trend in the camping world. It's a dream that I've had for a number of years, and now the consumers are catching up to it. A regional conference center.
Do you mean camping in the city?
No. Although, Julie, if you want to talk about that sometime, I also have some ideas about that. Urban camping.
Before you start going there, I want you to know that Joe, my partner here, the good-looking guy with the muscles, Joe Bauer, is full-time camping. He lives in the van.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you guys, if you guys don't been following Joe, you need to check out all his social stuff called The Fantastic Life. And in fact, Joe and I are recording a podcast soon with Jennifer Beatles. Jennifer Beatles, Joe and I are talking about basically living on the road and working, because they are both full-time on the road with their vans and stuff, running during their business full-time on the road, full-time. Right, Joe? I don't know where he's at.
Julie, I was going to say, even the remote working, not only is the concept proven this year, but people like it. I mean, just having the freedom to work on the road. I have a friend that owns a marketing company, and she actually went on a road trip for a month to Florida and was still able to run her company. So these things are already out there. And, some of us, that have worked in offices and stuff are just now catching up to the trends. And so
Jeremy, I'm curious, what is your definition of destination camping?
So destination camping would be where you travel to a location. It would be like anything. A destination wedding, for example, is where you would travel somewhere to get married. And so a destination camping would be, somebody flying into Seattle or driving to Seattle. I don't know that there's a specific definition of it's 100 miles or 500 miles. I don't know what that is, but in my mind, it's somebody that's going to make a commitment to travel to get somewhere.
And then you would have RVs or something set up, and then they would just go rent them like a short-term rental. Is that the gist?
Well, I can't give you all of my ideas.
Oh, I'm sorry. God, no. I saw there's one river here, so I'm just kind of curious.
That's totally fine. So some of these campgrounds, like if you look at the KOAs tried to do some destination campgrounds, there's actually a company, the name is escaping me right now, but they set up a campground in Georgia up on the northern East Coast, and there's a campground in California. Washington's actually the only corner of the country that didn't get one of these destination style campgrounds. So if you look up,
I think there's one up the Yakima Canyon. They put in these little tiny homes and then RVs, and again, you can go in there on the Yakima Canyon between Cle Elum and Ellensburg and Yakima, I guess.
Totally.
I think. It's awesome, but they don't have any service, so I'm not sure that's going to work for them. But it is pretty cool.
Well, experiences are selling right now. So I come from the entertainment industry. I've owned an entertainment company for quite a few years here, and this year's obviously been a killer for me. But I want to get into some of this other stuff and make these other, because I think it might be my dream, and maybe this is common for all investors and kind of entrepreneurs. It's my dream, but the value is really gained through everybody else that's going to gain value from it. And so setting something up like this, I mean, we're talking like legacy type of memories, legacy for me as, a business person, but memories of the families and the folks that are going to come back and utilize these services year after year. And so that's kind of my driver of getting into this. And like I said, it's been something that's been a dream of mine for a few years. I've just been caught up in the mix of the entertainment business.
Hey,
great idea.
Jeremy, I'm going to give you Wyman's phone number. Wyman is a girl. Okay.
Okay. Perfect.
You ready?
Yeah. Thanks.
That's her number. 206-446-2489. Her name's Wyman Lee. She's my friend, one of my fellow teammates.
Perfect. Thank you, Julie.
She's 100% focused on some camping stuff. And you just say, Julie told me to call you because I'm interested in the camping business model stuff. And she said that we could talk shop.
Perfect. Thank you so much,
Julie. We don't keep secrets. Nobody hoards information in my world.
Julie,
you know why? Nobody does anything really usually. So you never have, there's enough to go around. And yeah.
Julie, give him the tiny homes guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Are you talking about Todd?
Yeah, you know Todd?
I know Todd. Yep. I actually was just messaging with Todd yesterday, and I sent a message just a little bit ago through here to Troy. I actually have had on my mind about some of these mobile home parks or tracts of land that need to be utilized to create tiny home village. And Washington State is just catching up on the regulatory requirements. 2019, we finally saw some codification about utilities and some of that kind of stuff. And so I think it's like 5389 or something like that, 5380. And so this finally getting friendly to this, which is, the consumer already there. So this is going to be a good thing.
Hey, Joe, we've been meaning to get Todd on, so I just sent you a text. Let's get Todd on the podcast.
Yeah, you should. Really good dude.
Yeah, we know Todd. Cool. Anybody else? It's 12:45. I actually am transaction heavy this month, so I got a jam. But
got one quick question.
What's up, brother?
Does anybody know any wholesalers in Mason County?
Which is Mason? What's this?
It's over like Hood Canal, kind of like Brennan, Hood Sports.
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do? Okay. Because I haven't been able to find it. There doesn't seem to be a lot of people mailing in that area right now.
Somebody in Waree just put out a deal out there.
Really?
Yeah. Why don't you just go into Waree and type in Hoodsport or Hood Canal, and it'll probably pop up.
All right.
I was going to say Tim Kraus. I believe that's his stomping ground out there.
Who else just said they were from Mason? Oh, is Katie Johnson from Mason County? And Dion? Joe, do we know? I don't know. Anyways, cool. Anybody else got anything today?
Can you tell us what Waree is?
Oh, you should join it. So Waree is Washington Real Estate Investing on Facebook. It is the largest forum it's larger than the Seattle Investors Club Facebook page for real estate investor and, touching the real estate local scene here in the Pacific Northwest. And you should join it. Our friend Jan is the founder and runs that. So join WARI, Washington Real Estate Investing. It'll have a picture of Jan on there up at the top. Join that and join Seattle Investors Club Facebook pages.
On WARI, make sure you fill out all of the questions or you won't be auto-modded in. And it'll take 6 months for us to get through the 10,000 people that we need to moderate in.
Gotcha.
Is there another avenue if we don't do Facebook?
To engage?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a good Discord and there's also a good Reddit subreddit.
Okay, great.
For real estate investing.
And yeah, that's all good stuff. Anybody else? Before we wrap up, we went long today. We went long. Anybody else? Baba. So if you guys haven't listened, you guys heard Dion talking today. Dion McNeeley, the man himself, who is super talented.
06909.
Let's see, Dion, what's your number here, brother? You know? What's Dion's number here? Let me look. Guys, go onto our YouTube page for Seattle Investors Club, and our very own Dion McNeeley, who is with us here today, is podcast number 128. And if you listen all the way to the end, you will hear me start crying. That's how. Thanks, Dion, once again for that. I had to like walk away. I just started almost bawling my eyes out.
Yep.
Good one, my friend. It's a good one. So everybody should listen to the most recent podcast, number 131, with economist Matthew Gardner, if you want to know what's up for forecasting the economy and what's going to be happening. His take, he is the most, I'd say, well-respected economist on the West Coast. If you do any out-of-state investing, good to listen to him as well. That would be a good one. Just so much good stuff on there. I'm not even going to bother talking about it. Just go check it out. And that's all I got for today. Cesar, do you want to say anything? I saw you. You want to say anything? Anybody? Cesar, you want to unmic yourself? We can't hear you very well, though.
No?
There
Can you
go.
hear me?
Yep, now I can.
Probably should have had my headset on. Sorry, I'm a little scrubbed out. But yeah, no, I'm new at this. I'm trying to really get into investing. I try to follow a wholesaler and try to get into that, but I just didn't like his, what it would be, like the culture he had going on and how he was doing things. So I decided, try to learn as myself, try to learn for myself, I guess, and trying to understand it better. And I think it's helping me out a little bit,
On wholesaling?
Yeah.
On wholesaling, did you say?
Yes, but I think wholesaling, from what I'm understanding, is just a way to find discounted properties and selling the contract. But I think it just helps out for marketing and everything else. So, like I said, I'm new. I'm not that. I don't like to put myself down, but I don't think I'm that educated or that smart to understand everything. So it takes me a while. But I'm really looking into getting in investing and trying to pull out some money out of our home to use that to start off.
Well, you are in the right place. So we'll carry you. Joe, didn't I do like a wholesaling 101? Wasn't that like #1 podcast back in the day? I don't know if I see it here on our YouTube page, but there is, I believe if you go on to Seattle Investors Club and you look for our first podcast, go on to the SeattleInvestorsClub.com website and go on to click the podcast button. Go all the way back to #1, and I think I did a wholesaling 101 years ago. Listen to that. And then go listen to podcast number 63 after that. Okay. And that'll get you started. And you can actually even, for those of you that don't realize it, I have a very vetted wholesaling contract and assignment agreement that you can purchase off Seattle Investors Club, seattleinvestorsclub.com. Go to the store. It's right there. You can purchase it. And if you have questions about it, you can text me at 206-910-2985.
Thank you, Julia. Julie, as far as the podcast, how do we find that on the podcast app? Is that under like Seattle Investment Club or?
It is under the nuts and bolts of real estate investing.
Okay, thank
you.
you.
The podcast is called The Nuts and Bolts of Real Estate Investing.
Great.
All right. Anybody else before we wind it down? Thanks for coming today, guys, everybody. Okay. Nobody looks drunk or anything, or it's all good. You guys are all working hard, getting deals done. Happy holidays.
It's not Friday yet, so.
That's right. That's right. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it up and call it a day. Bye. Awesome.
Happy holidays, guys. Yep.
Happy holidays. Take care.
See you next week. Ciao, ciao.